Good afternoon. Welcome to Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa for game number 5 of the 2021 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship hosted by Durham College. And this afternoon, it's actually almost evening, I guess, at this point, as we are well after 5 o'clock Eastern. And we have the shadows coming across the field here at Kinsmen. And the lights will hopefully come on fairly soon here for this elimination game in the tournament between the Seneca Sting and the Durham College Lords. This game, the winner of this game will advance to the medal round tomorrow. The loser of this game will be eliminated from the tournament and will not medal. The Seneca Sting coming into this game after a really devastating loss to the Humber Hawks earlier today by a score of 18-3, as they were humbled by the Hawks' offensive powerhouse juggernaut in that game, and they lost it 18-3. So they're in this game. They're facing the Durham Lords. The Lords just lost a nail-biter 5-4 to the St. Clair Saints, and each of these teams with one loss. It's a double elimination tournament. Whoever loses this game will have their second loss and be knocked out. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs here at Kinsmen Stadium, as the Seneca Sting have taken the field. They're in their black jerseys and will be the home team in this game because they finished ahead of the Durham Lords in the regular season standings in the OCAA East Division. So lots on the line here for both teams, and for Seneca, they're looking to shake off a bad loss today.
Yeah, you know what? I think is a big part of what Durham's strategy should be is attack early and often. Seneca's still probably a little bit shaken up from getting absolutely demolished 18-3 earlier today. So getting on early will really crush your spirits.
So we're ready to go here. Matthew Scarcello is the starting pitcher for the Sting, and he fires a first pitch strike to the leadoff hitter for the Durham Lords, Griffin Oliver, the shortstop. We are underway at 5:09. Durham in their green jerseys, Seneca in their black jerseys. Oliver hits that ball foul to the right side, and he is behind in the count 0-2. Looking at the Seneca defense for you, as I said, Matthew Scarcello is the pitcher, Melvin Pujols the catcher, A.J. Rowe at first base, Dan Sagan at second, Logan Isaacs at short, Jordan Blake is the third baseman. 0-2 pitch to Griffin Oliver. Scarcello is ready, and he will lift that ball left side of the field and foul down the left field line. Out of play, it remains 0-2. In the outfield for the Seneca defense, Dawson, Peters, Keane in left, Gabe Bourgeois in center, and Caleb Batty in right. Evan Farrell is the DH in this game for the Sting. Sting were 9-3 in the regular season. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Oliver, and swing and a miss for strike 3. As Scarcello pulls the string on that pitch, one away. That'll bring up Tyler Chong, second baseman for Durham Lords. He is the OCAA's Rookie of the Year. Bats from the right side. Pitch is low, ball 1. As you can see from the shadows across the field, the infield is mostly in the dark, at least the left side. Still a bit of sunlight on the right side of the diamond. The outfielders still have a bit of sun to deal with in the sky as it sets in the west. 1-0 is the count to Tyler Chong. He takes it high up around the neck, 2-0.
Tyler Chong has had a really impressive tournament so far, being the key player in last night's elimination game, or sudden death game against Fanshawe. Doing well again.
2-0 is the count to Chong. Scarcello is ready. And he throws that in there, takes it for a strike, up over the letters actually, but it's 2-1. Just underway here, top of the first inning. The Durham Lords are the visiting team. Seneca is the home team in this game. That pitch is hit to center field. Gabe Bourgeois is going for it. He is under it, and he hauls it in for the out. And quickly 2 out here for Durham in the top of the first inning, and it'll bring up the first baseman, Palmer Cruikshank. So Scarcello gets a strikeout and a flyout to start this game. Scarcello in the season had a 1.66 earned run average for the Sting, helping his team to a first place finish in the OCAA West, or East Division. Cruikshank is ready. He will look at a pitch outside for ball 1. Scarcello was 1-0 in the regular season and won a game, made 3 appearances. Walked 9, struck out 8. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Cruikshank. It is high for ball 2.
You saw Cruikshank almost go after that high one. Probably be around his shoulder level. Wise him to lay off.
Scarcello is ready. Count is 2-0 to Palmer Cruikshank. Nobody on here, top of the first inning, just underway. An elimination game between Seneca and Durham. That pitch is off speed and low for ball 3. Cruikshank looking to get on base here, get the first base runner of the game for the Durham Lords. If he reaches Cruz Lopez, the cleanup hitter, would come to the plate. 3-0 pitch to Cruikshank. And he takes all the way, and it's a strike. 3-1. Three and 1 is the count to Palmer Cruikshank. Scarcello is ready. He throws it in there. That is off the plate, and it is a 5-pitch walk. Palmer Cruikshank is the first base runner of the game for the Durham Lords, and that'll bring up Cruz Lopez, the third baseman. Game temperature, air temperature right now is 9 degrees, but it certainly does not feel that warm. And we are bundled up here on the right side of the diamond with coats and gloves and toques. The wind chill right now is 7 degrees, and it is going to only get colder from this point on. And that has an impact on the players, of course, as Cruz Lopez looks at ball 1 from Matthew Scarcello.
Yeah, it is. It's been a cold one all day long, Brian. It's, I don't know. We haven't really taken any layers off.
No, and don't plan to at this point. No. And we also have another game after this one tonight between the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints. Cruz Lopez pops that one up to the left side. The catcher tries to go after it. Melvin Pujols, he collided briefly with the umpire, but that was well out of play anyway, so the count goes to a ball and a strike.
But yeah, for the hitters up there right now, with as cold as it is today, anything pitch on the inside, anything that jams you in the hands, it is going to sting. It is going to hurt.
1 ball, 1 strike to Cruz Lopez. Palmer Cruikshank is the runner at first. Here's the pitch. That is popped up to the third base side. It is going to come down in. Oh, great catch. Jordan Blake going on a full all-out sprint, and he catches it running towards the foul line, and I believe if that had dropped in, it would have been a fair ball. So great play by Jordan Blake, and the Lords are retired. No runs, 1 runner left. We've played half an inning. It is Durham no score, and the Seneca Sting coming to bat. So we go to the bottom of the first inning here. Durham with nothing across in the first inning. They stranded a 2-out walk. And the Sting will come up to bat, and it'll be Gabe Bourgeois, the center fielder, to lead things off. The pitcher for Durham in this game is Ben Spundy. He is a left-hander from Elmira. He's a first-year pitcher. And let's set the defense for the Durham Lords in this game for you. Ben Spundy, the pitcher. Josh Arce is the catcher, number 10. At first base is Palmer Cruikshank. Tyler Chong at second. Griffin Oliver at short. Cruz Lopez is at third. In the outfield, it is Landon Bentley in left. Cam Luchtenberg in center. And Wendell Johnson is the right fielder. So Seneca, coming off of a really bad loss, 18-3, they had a good defensive inning there in the first inning of this game.
Yeah, they really did. It's what Seneca really needs to do is they kind of need to forget the game before that and just start fresh. No, in baseball, you're really going to be successful if you have a short memory. And we're going to see how good Seneca's short-term memory is.
Yeah, it's like that in sports. You just have to forget what happened before because you can't get it back. It's over. Bourgeois fouls the first pitch to the right side out of play. It's 0-1. Spundy this year was 2-0 in the regular season. Led the Lords in innings pitched at 17 in the third innings. Earned run average of 3.63 as Bourgeois fouls that off. It's 0-2. 2 wins, no losses. Made 5 appearances. Struck out 9, walked 6. And Spundy is ready. That ball is laced to center field. That's in there for a leadoff single for Bourgeois. And it's 1 on, nobody out for Seneca. Bourgeois also a threat to steal. So offense cooking already here for Seneca in the bottom of the first inning. Bourgeois on first base led the team, Seneca, this year with 9 stolen bases. And that'll bring up Logan Isaacs, the shortstop. Bottom of the first, 1 on, nobody out. Pitch from Spundy is low, ball 1. You can see the sun really starting to move across the diamond and all off the diamond now, only in the outfield. 1-0 pitch, runner goes. Arce throws down to second base, and they are not able to get Bourgeois. That's a stolen base. And a runner in scoring position now already for the Seneca Sting. The count is 2-0, by the way. That was a ball to Isaac, so it's 2-0 to the batter. Bourgeois in scoring position, nobody out. Left-hander is ready, pitch is low, ball 3, 3-0. Seneca with the black jerseys and the red sleeves. They are the home team. The 3-0 pitch is outside and low, ball 4, and Isaacs flips his bat over to the on base or the on deck circle. Jogs down to first base with a walk, so it's a leadoff hit, a stolen base, and now a walk. And Seneca has runners at first and second with nobody out, and the batter is Jordan Blake, the third baseman.
Jordan Blake, despite having a 1.11 average, has played incredibly well. Last game, he was 2 for 3, I believe, with a single and a double.
Your 3-hitter is usually a power hitter. Squares to bunt, pops it up. Arce has got a chance at it. He's got it for the out. And a missed opportunity there for the Sting as Blake pops out on a bunt attempt, 1 away.
Thank you.
So, first out of the inning, runners are not able to advance. Bourgeois remains at second, Isaacs at first, and the batter is A.J. Rowe, the first baseman. He's the cleanup hitter. Rowe led the Seneca Sting this year with 13 runs scored and a .333 average. And he fouls that first pitch from Spundy out of play to the right side, 0-1. So the Sting looking to try and play some small ball here in the first inning, but Blake unable to get that bunt down, and Arce was able to come up from his catcher position to catch it for the out. Count is 0-1 to Rowe. Time is called by the batter. First and second, one away here. Seneca batting, bottom of the first, no score. Durham and Seneca, an elimination game. That pitch is taken for strike 2. Kind of a backdoor off-speed pitch.
Yeah, it really was. Not really in the best of spot, floating in at the very top of the strike zone. But, hey, you know what? They'll take it. A strike is a strike.
0-2 now. The count. Spundy delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's the second out of the inning as Rowe is retired on strikes. And there are 2 out. And that brings up the designated hitter, Evan Farrell, number 15. Right-handed batter. Farrell stands in here. Runners at first and second still. They had first and second, nobody out. Now there are 2. The runners go. Pitch is low. They will throw down to second and not able to get the tag is Tyler Chong there at second, so it's a double steal. And runners now at second and third, 2 away.
Evan Farrell, a really good hitter, batting .375 on a season. Hit quite a number of extra base hits throughout the year. You can really give Seneca a chance here.
That pitch is fouled at the plate, and it falls off the catcher, Josh Arce. And the umpire will take a moment to clear the plate. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Seneca with runners at second and third here with 2 away. Bottom of the first inning, looking to get the first run or 2 of the ball game. Evan Farrell, the DH. At the plate. Farrell from Milton. Swings and misses at strike 2. First-year player, Farrell is, for the Sting. The Sting, by the way, won both of the regular season contests between these 2 teams. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is lifted to left field. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it is. It lands inside the foul line, and that is a 2-run single for Evan Farrell, and it is 2-0 Seneca.
I talk a lot about 2-strike execution there. 1-2, you still don't really have to give it to him. Gave him a cookie of a pitch just to drive. Hits it really nicely down left field line.
So a clutch hit by Farrell brings home the first 2 runs of the game. It is a 2-0 Seneca lead here in the bottom of the first inning. The batter is Dan Sagan, second baseman. Was the catcher in the first game today for Seneca and switches positions with the catcher now. That ball is hit to right field, could be in there. Right fielder does not see it. Lands way in front of Wendell Johnson, and that is a single. I don't know if he would have got to it anyway, but he didn't see it in the sunshine, and it lands in for another single, and the Sting have runners at first and third with 2 away.
Yeah, I don't think there was any chance at him getting to it. I think that was just a little looper, even if he was perfectly on it.
But on the play, Evan Farrell comes all the way to third base, and it'll be the catcher, Melvin Pujols. He played second base in the first game today, so I was mentioning that Dan Sagan caught the first game, so the catcher and the second base flipping positions in this game. And Pujols now with the chance to add on here in the first inning. Pitch is high, ball 1.
Melvin Pujols, even though he was batting, I believe it's 6th in the order, is the RBI leader for the Seneca Sting, so he's still very much a threat, batting in a .306 this season.
The pitcher, left-hander Spundy, throws it in low, ball 2, 2-0. Seneca 2, Durham no score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. This is an elimination game. The losing team in this game is eliminated from the tournament. The winner will advance to play tomorrow in the medal round. Runner goes from first, swing and a miss. They don't throw down to second, and Josh Arce asking for interference call from Pujols in the batter's box, saying he came across the plate as he tried to throw down, but Arce is not going to win that argument, and the Sting now have runners at second and third with 2 away, and the count is 2-1.
So the rule really with interference or anything like that is that if he wants to sell it, he's going to really have to throw it. He has to let it go, because if he lets it go and if it goes awry or anything like that, then he can make the proper argument.
Pitch is taken for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Pujols with a chance at the plate here to bring home a couple more runs in scoring position. Second and third, 2 out for Seneca. Spundy's pitch is taken, and it's taken for a ball. It's taken for a ball, and it's 3-2.
Wow. He perfectly swung at that.
I don't know if they're going to maybe appeal it. I'm not sure. They did not. Oh, they appealed down the first base line. It is not a strike, so the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. And catcher Arce threw the ball up in the air right there. It was a live ball. Seneca could have sent the runners on that situation. Lords thought it was strike 3. Their ball is hit to Cruz Lopez at third. He will throw it on to first. It's in the dirt. Great scoop by Palmer Cruikshank to save a run as the first baseman is able to scoop that pitch or that throw from Cruz Lopez to retire the side. So it's a 2-run inning for Seneca in the first, 1 inning in the books. Seneca 2, Durham no score. So we go to the second inning, and lots of excitement there in the Seneca first inning. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits, but they did leave a couple of runners on base in scoring position at second and third. And a strange play on that last at bat by Melvin Pujols, who ended up grounding out to third. But on a pitch that was on the 2-2 pitch, the Lords were convinced it was strike 3, and the catcher, Josh Arce, threw the ball up in the air, as he often does at the end of an inning, thinking that it was over, but it was not strike 3. The ball was live, and ended up all going for naught because the Seneca Sting did not score any further runs on the play. But Darrell Reed coming out to speak to the umpires to get clarification on what happened. It looks like he has got the word now, and as you can see on his screen, he is going back over to the Lords dugout on the third base side as the lights now come on here at Kinsmen Stadium. 2-0 Seneca, elimination game. We go to the top of the second inning. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Durham.
Yeah, that was it was a pretty confusing play there. I'm still not too sure if that was a swing or not because, the ball was inside. He was trying to get out of the way. However, that being said, there have been many times where I've seen, even playing, where I've been pitching and I've thrown a pitch inside, and the guys still have gone out of the way and they've still swung. I've seen plays where people have gotten hit and they still swing. So you know what? I think it's relatively confusing. I'm not really too sure what the proper ruling was, but nonetheless, it did nothing. It
ended up being called a ball to make the count 3-2, but Pujols ended up grounding out to Cruz Lopez at third base, and Pujols' throw over to first landed in the grass or the dirt area, and the first baseman, Palmer Cruikshank, made an outstanding job to scoop that one, because if that got by him, 2 runs would have come in for Seneca, and it would have been a 4-0 game. So full credit to your first baseman there. And, often the first baseman is much part of the throwing. You have to get the second base or the shortstop or the third base to make a good throw. But when those balls are short, you need the first baseman to bail you out, and that's what Cruikshank did.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why he got such a big glow over there. And also, Cruikshank's a very good ball player. Really good on the fielding side.
So leading off the top of the second here for the Durham Lords, it is Josh Arce. He is the catcher. It is 2-0 for Seneca. We are in the top of the second inning. 2-0 Seneca. And I believe the score bug still says 0-0, but it is a 2-0 lead for Seneca right now. We are on the top of the second inning. Arce, the batter, has a 1-0 count. That pitch is low for ball 2, 2-0.
Arce, a very strong hitter. He's been making great contact all tournament long we got a chance to speak with him, and really, he's known that he's hitting the ball really well. It's just unfortunately not falling the way it is, barreling up a lot. Unfortunately, going right to the fielders.
Count is 2-0. Scarcello will see that ball cranked into left field for a base hit as Arce puts it between the third baseman and the shortstop. Well struck ball, no chance for the fielders on that play, and the Lords have the leadoff hitter aboard here in the top of the second inning, and that is the first hit of the ball game for Durham.
It's a great rebound after that at that bomb first inning.
Matthew Scarcello is the pitcher for the Durham Lords, the right-hander, jersey number 9. Now with the base runner at first, Josh Arce is the runner. And the batter, Cam Luchtenberg, takes ball 1 at the knees on the inside. It's 1-0. Lords trail it 2-0, looking to bounce back here after giving up a pair in the first inning. The loser of this game is eliminated from the tournament. The winner will play tomorrow in the medal round. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Luchtenberg with the neon green cleats. You probably see that on your screen, although it might be blocked potentially by the umpire, but he's got electric green shoes. Count is 1-1 strike. That ball bounces, great block by Melvin Pujols to prevent it from going by and keep Josh Arce at first.
I wonder if the electric green adds to the power that he has.
Luchtenberg has had a pretty good year at the plate, that's for sure, and he's got good speed.
Well, we've seen it today. He's hit a lot of balls very deep into center field. A few of them have gone down, actually.
Count is 2-1 to Cam Luchtenberg. Pitch is very high, ball 3, 3-1. Josh Arce led off the inning here at the top of the second with a single to the left side. He's at first. Luchtenberg now with a 3-1 count against Matthew Scarcello. Here it is. The pitch is inside. Ball 4. And that will move Arce over to second base. The Lords now with runners at first and second and nobody out.
It's a great opportunity. We saw the bunt defense for the Seneca Sting not really pristine, so it might be a decent idea to lay down a bunt just to put the runners potentially second and third with one out.
Wendell Johnson is the batter for the Lords. He is the right fielder. Johnson has shown some power so far in the tournament as well. Let's see what he does. Scarcello looks at the runners. Runners at first and second, nobody out. He does squirt a bunt. He gets it down.
That's a good one.
Scarcello will let it go to Jordan Blake at third baseman, throws over to first to get the out. The runners advance. The sacrifice bunt works perfectly, and there's one away.
That was actually a perfect bunt. It was just right to the left, almost by the little line that separates, the pitcher's line and left side of the field. Third baseman came in and made a great throw.
So great throw by Jordan Blake, the third baseman, to get the out. And the batter now is Landon Bentley, the left fielder. Runners at second and third and one away now for the Lords. Looking to get on the board here. They trail it 2-0 in the top of the second. Bentley takes the pitch inside for ball 1. Awaiting on deck is the designated hitter, Ryan Mattis. Josh Arce is the runner at third, at the very left of your screen. At second base is Cam Luchtenberg. Count is a ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss and a ball low and inside. Swung way over the top of that one, and it's 1-1.
I think it was one of those no matter what, I'm going to swing at this pitch kind of mindset. Works out great. When it doesn't, not good.
So Bentley swings over that. Count as a ball and a strike. Josh Arce is almost halfway home between third and home. And that pitch is outside for ball 2, 2-1. Jordan Blake is the third baseman. He's way off the third base bag, so Arce is getting a big read. Just in case anything does get by the catcher, he could be very close to being able to score. So now time is called as Bentley steps out. Base runners are always looking to get that lead, but also a secondary lead in case anything happens with the pitch.
No, exactly. With how hard the ground is, anything that's even like close in the dirt could take a really wild hop and go right to the backstop.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Scarcello has worked the count back even here at 2-2. The Lords with a leadoff single and then a walk, and then a sacrifice bunt by Wendell Johnson to move them into scoring position. Bentley now with the 2-2 count. And he will swing at a pitch in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher. They will throw down to first to complete the out. So it's a strikeout completed by the catcher, Melvin Pujols, 2 away. And that pitch, as it came in, was nowhere near the strike zone.
No.
It just dove right in low and at the knees, and there was no way, really, it was really hard. That was a hard ball to hit, but a great pitch by Scarcello.
Yeah, that was fantastic curveball. Landon Bentley, decent hitter, but I guess one of his kryptonites is he does strike out quite a bit.
He'd like to have that one back, but Scarcello was happy to record the out, and now he is an out away from getting out of this. Runners at second and third with 2 out. The batter is Ryan Mattis, the designated hitter. Arce at third. That pitch, again, off and low, and the Lords swing over at Mattis, strike 1. The Lords keen to try and get on the board here in the top of the second inning. They trail 2-0, but they've swung at a couple of pitches out of the zone here. See what happens on the 0-1. That ball is in play, but it's not. It's foul on the right side, just to the right of the first base bag, and Mattis is quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Can the Lords cash in here with the 2 leadoff runners getting on base, move to second and third by a sacrifice bunt, but then a strikeout, and now Mattis is down 0-2 to Matthew Scarcello. Scarcello is ready. Mattis is ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Taken for, no, it's outside. Ball 1. The ball, the Seneca Sting were running off the field there thinking it was it was strike 3 taken, but it was outside for ball 1. Very close play, and Josh Arce was very tempted to try and come home there as the catcher, Melvin Pujols, was beginning to move off the field and then looking to make a throw. That was a very odd situation right there, but the count is 1-2.
You know, to be fair, I also thought the umpire was starting to ring him up there.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is popped to the left side, and it would be foul out of play. It'll land on the field of play, but no chance for Jordan Blake, the third baseman. So the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Durham trying to cash in some runs here in the top of the second. They trail it 2-0 to Seneca in this elimination game. Matthew Scarcello trying to get out of the jam. Ryan Mattis is the batter. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is high and outside ball 2, 2-2. Seneca's defense back looking for a ground ball or a strikeout. 2-2 is the count to Mattis. Scarcello was ready, and now time is called. Durham threatening here in the top of the second inning. They trail by 2 runs. But a base hit might tie the game. Luchtenberg has a lot of speed at second base. Here's the 2-2 pitch now from Scarcello. It is outside, ball 3, 3-2. So Mattis works the count back into his favor.
Yeah, real good job there.
Josh Arce is the runner at third. Cam Luchtenberg is the runner at second. Mattis with a 3-2 count now. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Scarcello is ready. Here it comes. It is hit to right field, and the right fielder is coming after it, and the right fielder catches it. Caleb Batty on the run, on the sprint, catches that ball and saves a couple of runs. And the Durham Lords are turned aside. No runs, 2 runners left. There was 1 hit and a walk. An inning and a half complete here. It is the Seneca Sting leading the Durham Lords 2-0. So we go to the bottom of the second inning now. Seneca Sting leading the Durham Lords 2-0 in this elimination game at the 2021 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. Loser of this game is eliminated. The winner will play tomorrow in the medal round. And the winner of this game will play the loser of the next game between the undefeated Humber Hawks and the undefeated St. Clair Saints. That game coming up about half an hour after the conclusion of this game. It's a double elimination tournament. You keep playing until your second loss. Each of these teams have 1 loss. Seneca lost earlier today to the Humber Hawks 18-3. And the Durham Lords lost 5-4 to the St. Clair Saints. Bottom of the second for Seneca against Ben Spundy, the left-handed pitcher of the Durham Lords. It'll be the 8-hitter, the 9-hitter, and the 1-hitter coming up for Seneca here with a 2-0 lead. Durham turned aside back in the top half of this inning, left runners at second and third. They had runners at second and third with 1 out and not able to score. Now in the last inning, the Seneca Sting also had runners at second and third after getting their first 2 runs. They were not able to cash in those runs from second and third either. But they did get 2, and they lead it 2-0. Caleb Batty will be the leadoff hitter for Seneca. He's the right fielder. He just made that outstanding catch in right field to end the Durham threat in the top of the second. Left-handed hitter. Spundy, the pitcher, is ready. He throws it in there for strike 1. He'll be followed by Dawson Peters Keane, and then it'll be the leadoff hitter, Gabe Bourgeois. Second pitch is in there for strike 2, 0-2. Ben Spundy has 1 strikeout in the game. The Sting have 3 hits from the first inning. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits. The pitch is fouled away, and the count remains 0-2.
It's a good spoil there. You kind of saw it coming in late and just put the bat out there, fouling it off.
0-2 is the count to Caleb Batty. Spundy throws it, and it is fouled to the right side. Another spoil by the batter. 0-2 remains the count. Seneca again swept the 2 games during the regular season between these 2 teams. Here's again the 0-2 pitch. Off speed, hit to the right side. It's foul again.
He has swung at everything, so I think if you're the guy on the mound, maybe put something a little more outside, just unhittable.
Well, you talk about your 2-strike selection. He did give up a 2-strike hit back in the first inning. That pitch just misses for ball 1. So it's 1-2 now to Caleb Batty. Again, the Sting won the first game of the regular season against the Lords back on September 17th. 9-5. That game was played in Aurora as that pitch comes in low, ball 2. The second game of that tournament, or that game back on September 17th, they didn't get the game in because the first game went so long and they knew the lights were going to go out and they never played it. They had to reschedule it. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3 as Batty goes around, fouled off 3 times but was not able to do it there, and he's out. 1 away.
I think that was an off-speed pitch there. He kind of just pulled the string on him and floated through the strike zone.
In the makeup game between these 2 teams, which was played last Sunday, and the game was played actually at Humber's home park, Connervale Park in Etobicoke, and the Sting won that game in a comeback 6-5 over Durham. First pitch from Spundy is taken for strike one. Dawson Keane is the left fielder for Seneca. First at bat of the game, he swings and misses at strike two. Ben Spundy with 2 strikeouts in the game. He's ahead 0-2 now to the number 9 hitter for Seneca here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the delivery. Taken, and it's just off the plate, ball one.
That was a great pitch and a great spot there.
Count is a ball and 2 strikes. The scoreboard says 2-1. That ball is hammered to center field. That's a base hit. Squares that up, and there's another 2-strike hit, and that ball was hit really squarely on the bat, driven to center field, and it is a 1-out single for Dawson Keane, and it brings up Gabe Bourgeois, the leadoff hitter, who's 1 for 1 in the game with a single back in the first.
It pains me as a pitcher to see so many 2-out hits.
Yeah, you get almost all the work done.
Yeah. Yeah, you work hard for those first 2, and you're strategizing anything like that, and you just leave one over the plate.
And he hits the next batter. Bourgeois takes that one off the knee. Bourgeois is hit by the pitch. He goes down to first. Keane goes to second base. And Seneca now has runners at first and second with 1 away. The batter will be Logan Isaacs. He's the shortstop. He walked in the first inning and scored the second run of the game for Seneca. The big hit in this game so far was Evan Farrell's bloop single to left field that scored Bourgeois and Isaacs back in the first to make it 2-0. Pitch is hit to left center field. Left fielder coming in to catch it. He's got it for the out. They'll throw it into the infield. Great catch there by the Lord's Landon Bentley for the second out of the inning, and that was trouble if it had dropped. But good running catch. We've seen some good outfield defense so far in this game, and the score remains 2-0.
Yeah, that was a great read. He did exactly what he was supposed to as an outfielder. Usually all outfielders, when a ball like that, taking a step back because it's easier to run forward than it is backwards, realized it was coming in, sprints, makes a catch. Well done.
So it'll be Jordan Blake, the batter now. 5th-year player from Toronto. Attended Sir John A. Macdonald Collegiate in Scarborough. And he hammers that ball left to almost hit the third base coach. And I mean, that was close. And that would have been very serious. It came up around the third base coach's shoulder, and it just whizzed past him. So it's 0-1, but man, Jordan Blake hit that one hard.
Well, you know what? Coaches always say don't be caught flat-footed or, not looking athletic. Third base coach not looking athletic there.
There's another foul ball to the left side. That one not quite as dangerous as the first one. Quickly 0-2 now. Seneca with runners at first and second here. They lead at 2-0. First and second with 2 out, and it's a 2-strike count to Jordan Blake. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He was popped out in the first inning. Here's the 0-2. That ball is hit to left field. The left fielder was not close enough in, and he comes for it, catches it, and he's got it. A great catch. Boy, he dove for that, and it almost landed in front of him, but Logan Bentley with a circus catch to end the inning to save a run. So a couple of big plays by the left fielder for the Lords, and the Seneca Stinger unable to score. 2 complete here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. It is Seneca 2, Durham no score. So as we go to the top of the third inning now, the Durham Lords trailing 2-0. It'll be the top of the order, Griffin Oliver, then Tyler Chong, and then Palmer Cruikshank to lead things off here in the third inning. Seneca with both of their runs coming in the first inning on a 2-run single by Evan Farrell, the designated hitter, and that is the difference in the ball game. The Seneca Sting, though, did have threats later on in the first, and there in the second, they have stranded 4 runners through the first 2 innings of this ball game. So a missed opportunity there, but full credit to Landon Bentley, who was deep in center field or in left field and had to run a long way to make that catch. And he dove all out to make that, and was if that ball bounces, 1 run certainly would have scored. It might have been a 2-run single.
Yeah, exactly. It was a great play. That ball held up there, and which really made it a much harder play to catch. I thought it was going to be a real easy fly out for Landon Bentley out and left, but with the wind up there, it kind of just held it up, which forced him to have to go, full out, making a dive and catch. Good on him for that grab.
Of course, the wind is blowing from the northwest, so it's blowing towards right field. So in left field, the ball hit to left field. The wind is actually blowing to the infield, and so the ball held up a little bit in the wind, and Logan Bentley had to come full on to make that catch. So we saw a great catch by him there. Back in the Durham second inning, we saw a great catch in right field by Caleb Batty to end a big threat by the Durham Lords that might have scored 2 runs had it landed. So we've seen good outfield play by both the Seneca Sting and the Durham Lords here early on in this ball game. As we go to the third inning, the batter is Griffin Oliver, the shortstop. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in this game. Struck out swinging to lead off the game. Matthew Scarcello is the starting pitcher, remains in the game. An elimination game here between Seneca and Durham. And Griffin Oliver will come up to the plate here in the top of the third inning. Scarcello looks in for the signal. Oliver bats from the left side. Looks to bunt. He gets it down. Pitcher gets it. He's going to throw it to first, and it is in time to get Oliver by just a step. So a great play by Scarcello to retire Griffin Oliver, 1 away.
Good of him to get the bunt down. Unfortunately, it was almost basically right back at the pitcher.
In fact, the ball, as he bunted it, it went right up the dirt path from home plate towards the pitcher, so it didn't really die in the grass at all. And Scarcello made a good job to get to the ball and keep his footing and throw Oliver by a step. So 1 away here in the top of the third inning. The batter is Tyler Chong. Tyler Chong takes that pitch off the plate, ball 1. Temperature right now feels like 6 degrees. And the temperature will continue to go down as Chong pops that up to third base. The shortstop. Nope, it is the third baseman. Jordan Blake will take that for the pop out, and there are 2 away. So quickly 2 out here for Durham in the top of the third inning. So Chong is now 0 for 2 in the game as well. And that'll bring up Palmer Cruikshank, the first baseman. He reached on a walk back in the first inning. Only 1 hit in the game so far for Durham. That was by Josh Arce. Matthew Scarcello will deliver to Cruikshank. He fouls that one back behind home plate. 0-1. Durham not able to get the first 2 base runners on here in the top of the third inning. Scarcello doing a good job of keeping those bats of Durham at bay so far. 0-1 is the count to Palmer Cruikshank. Here's the delivery, and it is low, ball 1.
You can see most of the players now. Cruikshank is one of them who doesn't usually use batting gloves up in the plate. Wearing them now just because of how cold it's getting. Anything on the hands, it is going to hurt.
Count as a ball and a strike to Palmer Cruikshank. He will look at strike 2. That was up in the letters. One and 2. Scarcello with 1 strikeout in the game so far. He is ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Palmer Cruikshank. If he reaches, Cruz Lopez, the third baseman, will come up. Durham trails it 2-0. We are in the top of the third inning. Durham in the green jerseys. They are the visiting team. finishing 2 games behind Seneca in the standings. That ball is hit to center field. That is going to drop in for a base hit as Palmer Cruikshank, the solid single that lands in front of Gabe Bourgeois. No chance to make that catch, and it's a 2-out base runner for Durham.
Yeah, that one was looked like a changeup that just did not really drop out. Crushed right back up the middle. Well done. Great piece of hitting.
So it's the second hit of the game for Durham, and it will bring up third baseman Cruz Lopez. He is 0 for 1 of the game. He popped out the third back in the first inning. Cruikshank on base for the second time in the game with a walk and now a single. Lopez will swing and miss at the first pitch, 0-1. Cruikshank probably not a threat to steal in this situation.
No, I'd agree with that.
He gets his lead off of first. Scarcello is ready. Runner does not go. Fakes going. And the pitch is high for ball 1. Just in case he was going, Melvin Pujols, the catcher, came up quickly with that ball, was ready to throw down or throw back to first on a snap-back throw. 1-1 is the count to Cruz Lopez. Durham trailing 2-0 here, top of the third. Takes a pitch outside for ball 2. 2-1. As we begin to see the daylight begin to fade here in Oshawa. Two and 1 is the count to Cruz Lopez. Scarcello is ready. That ball is grounded right back to Scarcello. He will whip it over to first quickly for the out. The inning is over. So for Durham in the third inning, no runs. There was a hit, 1 runner left. And at the end of 2.5 innings, it is Seneca 2, Durham no score. And as we approach 6 o'clock now, in this second day of the OCAA 2021 Men's Baseball Championship, the Seneca Sting lead this elimination game over the Durham Lords 2-0. We go to the bottom of the third inning. The Sting in the black jerseys with the red sleeves leading this game. They got both of their runs so far in this game in the first inning. Durham is yet to get on the board. And the upcoming game was originally scheduled for 6:30. There was no way we're going to be ready for 6:30 for the next game between the St. Clair Saints and the Humber Hawks, the 2 undefeated teams in the tournament now. They will face off in a game to see who goes automatically to the gold medal game. That game was scheduled for 6:30 and more likely going to be a game that starts closer to 7:30 or 8 o'clock tonight. So we're going to be not necessarily burning the midnight oil, but certainly burning the 8, 9 o'clock oil, and it's going to be a cold game. It's already getting very cold. The temperatures, you can feel how much it's dropped in the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, it really has. I'm gonna have to go restock up on those hand warmers probably between games here.
For Seneca in the bottom of the third inning, it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, led by A.J. Rowe. The first baseman, number 19, bats from the right side. He's 0 for 1 in the game with a strikeout, and he fouls the first pitch from Ben Spunday for strike 1. He'll be followed by Evan Farrell, who has the big hit in this game so far. It was a 2-run single back in the first inning. He's on deck, and he'll be followed by second baseman Dan Sagan. 0-1 pitch off speed, and out in front of that is Rowe, pulls it to the left side, 0-2. Seneca so far in this game, 2 runs on 4 hits. That pitch is hit to the right side. It's foul.
Well, he's pulled one. He's gone the other way with one. The only place for him to go now is right back up the middle.
A number of the hits for Seneca have been two-strike hits, though. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, fouled away. The Sting thought maybe he swung through that, but it was a foul. You could hear the tick off the bat. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes to A.J. Rowe. He was a strikeout victim in the first. He is one of the 2 strikeouts so far in this game for Ben Spundy, the left-handed pitcher for the Durham Lords. So here we go. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is fouled and goes way to the left side. We'll do it again. So that is the third 2-strike foul off. And we'll see pitch number 6 here in the at-bat. So a good battle here between Ben Spundy of the Lords and A.J. Rowe of the Sting.
Maybe mix something up, maybe out of the strike zone.
Each player trying to win the battle. Here's the 0-2 again. And that is low and away. Gets past the catcher, but it's just ball 1. Definitely that one was out of the strike zone.
Yeah, I think so. I think he heard me, so I'm glad he took my advice.
1 ball and 2 strikes to A.J. Rowe. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A.J. Rowe from Whitby went to Anderson Collegiate, and he swings and misses for strike 3. So that battle is won by Ben Spundy. There's 1 away here in the 3rd. 3rd strikeout of the game for Spundy, and Rowe has twice been a strikeout victim. And that will bring up Evan Farrell, the designated hitter. Again, he has one of the 4 hits, and it was a big one back in the 1st inning, a 2-run single to give Seneca a 2-0 lead. First pitch is taken outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch from Spundy is low. 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. That pitch is high, and it's ball 3. So after a bunch of strikes in the previous at-bat, now we see the hitter ahead in the count. Evan Farrell from Milton. Pitch is low for ball 4, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So maybe the previous at-bat with so many pitches fouled off
Threw him off, maybe.
Threw him off just a little bit because 4 straight balls there, and it's a base runner with 1 out for Seneca. And Farrell is on base for the 2nd time in the ball game with a single and now a walk, and that brings up Dan Seguin. He's 1 for 1 in the game, singled back in the 1st inning. Pitch is high for ball 1. And Spundy now thrown 5 consecutive balls. Keep an eye on the base runner at first. Does not go. Pitch is taken at the knees,
wow,
and it is low for ball 2, 2-0. Spundy wanted that call, but he didn't get it. 2 balls, no strikes now to Dan Seguin as the Seneca Sting start to show some signs of offense here. That pitch is at the knees and taken for a strike, 2-1. That one
was that the exact same spot?
Yeah, actually that one seemed lower than the previous pitch. But it was a strike, 2-1.
Umpires.
Well, it's always a tough call.
It is.
It's not easy to umpire. That pitch is definitely low for ball 3. 3-1. And Seguin is in the driver's seat here. Runner at first, 1 away, 3-1 count. Spundy throws it in there and taken for a strike. Seguin was trying to sell it for a walk.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to sell that. That was right down the middle.
And now the count is full.
Option becomes now, are they going to send him here? I didn't see any signal, so.
Does not go, and that pitch, ball 4, and it is a 2nd consecutive walk for the Seneca Sting. So now runners at first and second with 1 away, and it brings up Melvin Pujols, the catcher. And that's going to bring a mound visit for the Durham Lords. They trail this game 2-0, and that's going to be the end of the line, actually, for Ben Spundy. So he's out. And we will see a new pitcher here for Durham. It'll be Thomas Aronovich. Aronovich is going to take over for Durham here in a crucial situation with his team down 2 runs. 2 runners here. We're in the 3rd inning. It's still early in the ball game, but the Seneca Sting threatening here to add on to a 2-run lead, and we're going to see the left-hander come in. So Aronovich will come in. Made only 1 appearance during the regular season, threw only 1 inning. An earned run average of 0. He struck out 2, he walked 1 in his 1 inning of work. Hard-throwing left-handed pitcher here. And as the Seneca hitters will have to adjust from a right-hander to a left-hander. Does that make much of a difference, do you think, Jake?
I think it's. I've never been a very good hitter. I've always been the guy on the bumps. So I guess my opinion is maybe not the most expertise in this situation. But there is a reason why lefties historically have more success over righties, and that's just a different viewpoint. And especially for hitters, kind of going from a righty, maybe not the hardest throwing righty to a hard throwing lefty. I think as long as this guy throws strikes, I think he's going to get out of this inning easy. I don't think there's going to be much problem.
So it's 1st and 2nd here for Seneca. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Seneca, the home team. Evan Farrell is the runner at 2nd. Dan Sega is the runner at 1st. Both reached on walks, and that ended the line for Ben Spundy here in the 3rd inning. And Thomas Aronovich will now take over. The left-hander is on the mound and ready to go, and he'll face Melvin Pujols. The first pitch is low for ball 1. The Lords looking potentially for a double play if they can get it to get out of the inning. 2-0 Seneca, an elimination game. Winner will move on. The loser is eliminated. Their season will come to an end. That pitch is outside for ball 2, 2-0. Very cold conditions here at Kinsmen Stadium. The wind chill is no more than 6 degrees right now, and it's probably a little cooler than that right now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
Yeah, it's, I would say it's quite a bit lower than 6. I'm freezing up here.
Kind of temperature, if you have a hot coffee, the coffee goes cold in about 5 minutes.
Sort of like what happened to us.
2-1 is the count here to Melvin Pujols. 2 on, 1 away for Seneca. The ball's in the dirt. Great block.
Great block, Arce.
By Josh Arce, the catcher, as that ball was moving fast, and if that had gotten past, the runners easily would have moved up. But it's 3 balls and a strike now, as Aronovich is looking to find the zone right now. He is ready now with the 3-1 pitch. Melvin Pujols is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He pops that one foul, and the count goes full.
Again, Melvin Pujols is the RBI holder, or top RBI leader for the Seneca Sting. I'm pretty sure he had 14 RBIs on the season. He's a dang good hitter with runners on.
First inning, though, he did come up with runners at 2nd and 3rd and ended up grounding out to 3rd to end the inning on a great play by Cruz Lopez at 3rd base. Did get the ball in play, but defense ended that threat. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Popped up again and goes out of play. Bottom of the 3rd inning, rather. 2-0 Seneca. They have runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Melvin Pujols has a full count facing Thomas Aronowicz, who just came on to the game moments ago. That pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. 3 consecutive walks to load the bases. First one, though, by Aronowicz. And that'll bring up Caleb Batty. And Caleb Batty in this game is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging in the second inning. He is the right fielder. Bases are loaded here. Big opportunity for Seneca to extend a 2-0 lead. Lefty against lefty. First pitch is in there for strike 1. 0-1.
Corner infielders, both Lopez and Krushank, third and first respectively, in. So if they get a ground ball, they're likely going home with it. Middle infielder send back. If anything goes down, they're just going to turn a quick double play.
Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled. 0-2. So Aronowicz is quickly ahead, 0-2. Aronowicz from Whitby. Oh and 2 is the count. The bases are loaded here. 1 out. Bottom of the third inning. Seneca up 2-0. Looking to add on here. Here's the 0-2. Low. Arce blocks that one. Of course, everything in a premium now for the catcher. Anything does not want anything to get by with base runners on like this. 1-2 is the count to Caleb Batty. He's 0 for 1 in the game with a strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Low again. Bounces away and goes down the third baseline as Arce manages to block another one. And it's now a 2-2 count.
Arce, absolute brick wall back there.
Aronowicz looking for the strikeout here, or maybe a ground ball to turn a double play. Batty looking for a base hit to extend a Seneca lead. Nowhere to put him. If you're on the Durham Lords. 2-2 pitch is on the ground to first base, and it is just foul. Just snuck past Palmer Cruikshank at first base, but to the right side of the bag, and the count remains 2-2. And the Seneca Sting are arguing that call, thinking that was a fair ball. But the umpire's right behind the first base bag.
Yeah, I think they would have a pretty solid view of that. So we can't even argue that one because that one's pretty tough for us.
2-2 the count again. Aronowicz is ready. Pitch is low and blocked by Arce. The count is now 3-2. Loaded, bases loaded, 1 out. Aronowicz was ahead in the count. Now he's behind 3-2. And he steps off. Big moment in the game here.
Yeah, maybe not a bad idea. Just kind of step off, warm up the ball just a little bit here.
Pressure really on both teams right now. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Seneca 2-0 with the lead. Bases loaded, 1 out, full count pitch. Batty is ready. Here's Aronowicz. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Huge strikeout for the Durham Lords there. That is the second out of the inning. And the second time Batty has struck out in the game. So 2 out now, and that changes things a little bit for the Durham defense as they can now move the corners back, and they just need the 1 out to get out of the inning.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is pressed back at this point. We're keeping it in the infield. They can go anywhere. Go anywhere they want.
Sorry, Jake. Dawson Peters Keane will be the batter. The left fielder will look at ball 1. Peters Keane in this game is 1 for 1. He had a big single back in the second inning. Big opportunity for him here. The bases loaded, 2 out. Seneca leading 2-0. The left-hander Aronowicz is ready and swings and misses. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is the number 9 hitter in the lineup. But again, he is 1 for 1. Singled off of the starting pitcher, Ben Spundy, who is out of the game now. Was relieved by Thomas Aronowicz here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And really good hit, too. Right back up the middle, hard single.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Bases loaded for Seneca. Evan Farrell at 3rd, Dan Seguin at 2nd, Melvin Pujols at 1st. Seneca leading it 2-0. Durham trying to escape a jam here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the inning is over, and that is a huge job by Aronowicz to end the inning with a couple of strikeouts when it looked like the Sting were ready to advance their lead. So 3 complete now here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. Seneca 2, Durham, no score. So in that 3rd inning for Seneca Sting, no runs on no hits, but they left 3 batters. All of those base runners made it on base with walks, but there were also 3 strikeouts. And Aronowicz managed to douse the Flames and keep it a 2-0 score here at Kinsmen Stadium. The Seneca Sting so far in this game, through the first 3 innings, have stranded 7 base runners.
Yeah, you know what? You can't. I mean, good for them. It's unfortunate they don't have more clutch hitting in the moment. But 7 runners left on base is a pretty unacceptable number, especially for only through 3 innings of baseball. This game should be a lot worse than 2-0.
So the Durham Lords will look to get things going on the offensive side of things. They have not scored as they come up here in the top of the 4th inning, trailing 2-0. The Lords with no runs on 2 hits so far against Matthew Scarcello. The only hits of the game for the Lords by Josh Arce and Palmer Cruikshank. Arce will be the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 4th for Durham. He'll be followed by Cam Luchtenberg and Wendell Johnson. The Lords did threaten in the 2nd inning when they got the first 2 runners on base and moved them up to 2nd and 3rd on a sacrifice bunt by Wendell Johnson, but they were not able to score. So there have been a lot of base runners in this game, but only 2 runs so far. Coming up after this game, it'll be a battle of the undefeated teams, the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints. This game is a sudden death game now. Both teams with 1 loss in the tournament. Seneca lost earlier today 18-5 to the Humber Hawks. The Durham Lords lost a 5-4 decision to the St. Clair Saints. And we're ready to go. Josh Arce is the catcher for the Durham Lords. He is 1 for 1 in the ballgame with a single. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Scarcello. It's strike 1.
Arce just right to ambush the first pitch he saw.
Count is 0-1 to Josh Arce. Seneca leading at 2-0 as that pitch bounces in front of the catcher, and it's 1-1. Scarcello has managed to strand 4 Durham base runners through the first 3 innings. The 1-1 pitch, Scarcello is ready and is taken low at the knees for strike 2. Arce did not like the call, and he will walk away and regather himself as he walks back towards the dugout. Now he will come back to the plate.
His defense, he is the catcher. He has a pretty good knowledge of the strike zone and where the umpires called it tonight.
The count is a ball and 2 strikes to Josh Arce. And time is called. Durham trailing 2-0 to Seneca. The winner will advance to play tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock start in the medal round here at Kinsmen Stadium. The loser of this game will see their season come to an end. Arce is back in now. Looks like we're ready to go. Scarcello with the 1-2 pitch is screamed back up the middle for a base hit as Arce trots down to first base with his second hit of the ball game. He is 2 for 2. And that brings the tying run to the plate with Cam Luchtenberg, the center fielder. So a good 2-strike hit there. We've seen some good 2-strike hits by both teams so far in this game.
Yeah, Arce with another screamer right back up the middle.
And if you hit it hard right up the middle, that's almost impossible to defend.
Exactly.
That is the third hit of the game for the Lords. Cam Luchtenberg is the batter. He walked in his first plate appearance. The ball is low and in the dirt, blocked by Melvin Pujols. Ball 1. Luchtenberg is the center fielder for the Durham Lords. He bats from the left side. Durham in the green and Seneca in the black jerseys. That ball is crushed to right field, but well foul, and it's 1-1.
He really loves yanking those ones, eh?
Yeah, he really quick bat speed there when he comes around on it. Good contact there, but well foul. He's early. And Scarcello now with a 1-1 count against Cam Luchtenberg. Durham with a runner at first, nobody out here in the top of the 4th. 2-0, Seneca leads it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It misses. Ball 2, 2-1. Luchtenberg from Bowmanville. First-year player for the Lords, jersey number 20. Both teams wearing dark jerseys. It may be hard for you to differentiate on the screen because the Lords are in dark green and the Seneca Stinger in black, but the Seneca players have red sleeves. That pitch is fouled probably high, and he chased one there, but it's now 2-2. So, Arce goes back to first. Luchtenberg looking to move him into scoring position. The Lords are trailing this game 2-0. Matthew Scarcello. The pitcher, the right-hander, is ready. Deals. Fouled away. And we will do it again with a 2-2 count.
It's a pretty solid battle we got going on here.
Yesterday, the Durham Lords against the Fanshawe Falcons were trailing 2-0. Same time of the game, trailing 2-0, but then bounced back to score a number of runs. That ball is hit to first base. First baseman comes up with it, throws to second. They try and get the double play, but they won't do it. And the runner is safe at first. Arce slid into second base, and Seneca arguing that there was interference on the play. And that might be a double play, but they are just calling it a single out. As Arce is out at second, it's a fielder's choice. Luchtenberg is safe at first, 1 away.
They're trying to argue to call for the interference, but that being said, Arce was going right for the base path, and I don't think he didn't even go over the base. He was just going right into it.
So Luchtenberg will now occupy first base on the fielder's choice, and the batter will be Wendell Johnson, the right fielder. He laid down a perfect sacrifice bunt back in the second inning to advance the 2 base runners. He will swing hard at that first pitch for strike 1. 0-1 to Wendell Johnson. Luchtenberg at first. potentially a threat to run. But it is a 2-run lead right now for Seneca here in the top of the 4th inning. Johnson bats from the left side. He's had some big hits in the tournament so far. And he will take strike 2 off speed. Thought about it and kept the bat on his shoulder, and it's 0-2. Seneca with both of their runs in this game coming in the 1st inning. 2-0. We're in the top of the 4th inning. 1 away. Cam Luchtenberg at first gets his lead. And he goes with the pitch. Check swing. They throw down to second, and it goes off the shortstop's glove, and Luchtenberg is safe. They may have had Luchtenberg on that play, but it goes off the glove of Logan Isaacs and bounces into center field. So the runner moves into scoring position, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes.
I'm not really too sure if I agree with the idea to steal there. 0-2, it's a very common pitch to see a high fastball up and in the zone. You're basically have the catcher just in a slightly leaned over position. Very easy for him just to grab the ball and snipe it down to second base, which he did that time.
It was a great throw by Melvin Pujols and went off the shortstop's glove. So Luchtenberg is safe as Johnson swings at a pitch that drops out of the zone for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 away now for Durham here in the top of the 4th inning. And that is strikeout number 3 in the game for Matthew Scarcello. 2 away, runner at second, and the batter will be Landon Bentley. He struck out in his only plate appearance of the game back in the 2nd. Looking to cash in a run and get Durham on the board here in the top of the 4th. That ball is in play, and it'll come to the pitcher, throwing on to first. It's in the dirt, dropped, and he just recovers in time, A.J. Rowe did. That ball was on the ground, and he picked it up just in time as Bentley was crossing the bag to record the out, and the inning is over. So we've played 3.5 innings here at Kinsmen Stadium. It is the Seneca Sting 2 and the Durham Lords no score. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning now here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. Thomas Aronowicz will stay on the mound for the Durham Lords. Came on in relief of Ben Spundy and put out Seneca threat back in the 3rd inning. 2-0 is the score. We've seen some opportunities, but not too many of them cashed in so far in the game, Jake.
No, you know, this has been a very low-scoring game considering how many runners left on base. Brian, you talked about it in the previous inning. I think it was like 7 Seneca runners left on base. I think 4 runners left on base for the Durham Lords. 5 now.
It's now 5 with 1 left in that last inning.
But it's something's got to change either for either team. This game should be a much higher scoring. But that being said, you got to credit the pitchers and, you know, just the defense as well. If there are still runners left on base, there's still some good plays being made, good pitches being thrown.
You also have to credit the pitchers for doing the job that they're doing in very cold conditions as the temperature drops here at the stadium, and the wind chill certainly no higher than 6 degrees right now, and it's probably more like maybe 4 degrees right now with the wind chill. Fortunately, the wind has died down a little bit, or it will feel a lot For Seneca here in the bottom of the 4th inning, they lead it 2-0. It'll be the top of the order, Gabe Bourgeois. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game, and he was also hit by a pitch. First pitch from Iwanovich is taken for a ball, 1-0. Bourgeois singled and scored back in the 1st inning for Seneca. The big hit in this game so far, Evan Farrell with a 2-out single that scored 2 runs back in the 1st inning. Count is 2-0 now to Bourgeois. Pitch is, that one's in there for a strike, 2-1. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Sting so far in the game. No runs on 3 hits for the Durham Lords. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Big cut, 2-2. Seneca looking to keep the pressure on. They've had lots of base runners in this game. As we mentioned, they've stranded 7 so far in the first 3 innings. 2-2 pitch is fouled away. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, coming up after this ball game, it'll be the St. Clair Saints and the Humber Hawks in a battle of the undefeated teams here at the 2021 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. Here's the 2-2 again. Popped up. Might be playable. Palmer Cruikshank chasing it to the right side. Not going to get it as it bounces. I think it hit the top of the dugout here on the first base side. And the count remains 0-2. One thing we've seen a lot in this game are a lot of 2-strike fouls by the Seneca Sting, and doing a good job of protecting the plate when they're down in the count.
Yeah, absolutely. They are a real thorn in either team's sides, whether it be Humber or Durham here. They have been able to foul off a whole lot of 2-strike pitches again.
And there's another one.
And although it's not really so important, it's always important, but it's not as important when there's no pitch limits. But still, it still stresses the pitcher. It still makes them think about other pitches. And you know what? Eventually, they're going to throw a ball.
2-2 remains the count. This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat. That one is lifted to right field. That's probably going to drop in for a base hit, and it does. Great job by Bourgeois to fight off so many pitches to stay alive. And then he earns his way on with a single to right field, and the leadoff hitter is on here for Seneca in the 4th. So Bourgeois wins that battle against Aronowitz. And it's a runner at first with nobody out, and the batter is Logan Isaacs. 0 for 1 in the game. He's flied out, he's walked, and scored one of the Seneca runs back in the 1st. Bourgeois will be a threat to run, although he is a left-hander on the mound, so it's a little tougher to steal against a lefty. Pitch is low and in the dirt. That gets away from Arce. And on the wild pitch, Bourgeois will jog down to second, and now he's in scoring position. So just like that, the Sting have the pressure on again against the Durham Lords, looking to add on to a 2-0 lead here in the 4th inning. Aronowicz's 1-0 pitch is inside, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. This big swing, big cut, and a miss, 2-1. Isaacs was swinging for the fences there.
Yeah, that was that was a daddy hack.
Left-handed hitting Isaacs is ready. The 2-1 pitch coming now. And it is low for ball 3, 3-1. Gabe Bourgeois is at second base. He singled after fouling off 3 or 4 2-strike pitches and then managed to work a single out of it to get on base. He's now at second base after advancing on a wild pitch. Count is 3-1 to Logan Isaacs. He will foul that off to the left side, and that is out of the stadium on the left side and probably on the other side of Arena Street. And it's a full count. Aronowicz looking for an out here. Isaacs trying to get on base or move Bourgeois into further into scoring position. He's at second base. Might score on a single. And that pitch is low. Ball 4, and it's a walk. And Isaacs moves down to first base. And the Sting have 2 runners on with nobody out. And it'll be Jordan Blake. Jordan Blake is the third baseman. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Came up in a similar situation back in the first inning and tried to lay down a bunt and popped out to the catcher. Not sure if we'll see that attempt again. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Blake is the 3-hitter. Has some power. First and second, nobody out. Lays the bunt down, and it is going to roll foul. Trying to bunt it this time to the first base side. And unless it lands on the grass, it's very hard for a ball to stay on the dirt here at Kinsmen Stadium. There's a lot of undulations along the first baseline and the third baseline, and it's hard to lay it down. If the ball lands in the dirt, it's almost certainly going to roll foul.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, Brian. There's a lot of little hills and valleys around the home plate area.
Squares to bunt again. This time he fouls it to the right side again, and it's 0-2. So 2 bunt attempts by Blake, not able to get it down.
Does he risk it? I don't think so. He played well in the Humber game. I don't expect him to bunt again here.
Bourgeois at second, Isaacs at first. Nobody out here, bottom of the 4th. Seneca leading 2-0. Blake has fouled off a couple of bunt attempts. Here's the 0-2 from Aronowitz, and it's low, ball 1. No indication there that there was going to be a 2-strike bunt attempt.
No, I don't think so.
And even back in the first inning, he tried to lay down a bunt and popped out. So he's not been able to bunt so far in this game. So he's probably swinging away here with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's low. It's blocked by Arce, and comes back out to the infield. And Bourgeois was well off second base, and Arce threatened to throw down to second, but Bourgeois is back in.
I think if he might have thrown it down, he might have gotten him. Back door.
2-2 is the count now to Jordan Blake. A single and a walk so far here for Seneca in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch is high for ball 3. Now it's a full count. Aronowitz has fallen behind in the count now, and it's 3-2. Do you send the base runners in this situation on a full count with nobody out?
You know what, I think so. You know what, he's been really wild.
The runners do go. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They throw down to third, and the runners do advance on stolen bases. But Jordan Blake is out on the strikeout. 1 away. Second and third now with 1 out, and it'll be A.J. Rowe, the first baseman. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game with a couple of strikeouts.
Now, A.J. Rowe has been able to find his stride, at least in 2 games that we've seen. I think he struck out most of the ABs that he's had.
3rd strikeout for Aronowitz and 5th strikeout overall in the game for Seneca. And Rowe has twice been a strikeout victim, although this will be his first at bat against Thomas Aronowitz. Durham with the corners in here, so they will look to try and cut down any kind of infield hit or anything on the ground on the infield. Now they retreat just a little bit. It is a 2-0 lead for Seneca. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch is taken just outside for ball 1. Gabe Bourgeois is at third base, and Logan Isaacs is at second. Rowe is ready. The pitch is low for ball 2, 2-0. And the screws are tightening just a little bit again for the Durham Lords here. They've managed to work their way out of some jams so far in this game. But one out here with runners at second and third and a 2-0 count. That pitch is low. Ball 3. 3-0. A.J. Rowe in the driver's seat here. First base is open. But not likely what Durham wants to do here. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Taken for a strike. 3-1.
Yeah, not the worst thing in the world. That being said, they want him to go after this guy here. No free passes.
Rowe looking for a ball in play here if he can get it. Something to the outfielder or something maybe to the right side to try and score Bourgeois. Pitch is taken high for ball 4, and that's the second walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded. So Rowe is on base for the first time in the game, and that brings up Evan Farrell, the designated hitter. He has walked and he has singled. He has the big blow in this game so far for the Seneca Sting. Back in the first inning, he came up with 2 out and hit a 2-run single, and that's been the only scoring in the game so far. He comes up here in this situation with the bases loaded and 1 out, trying to extend a 2-0 lead. Can he cash in with RBIs again? Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
That was a big hack there.
Evan Farrell with a big opportunity here for Seneca in the bottom of the 4th inning to extend a 2-0 lead. Aronowicz steps off. Looks like he was shaking off the first pitch, and Josh Arce, the catcher, is going to come out and talk to him right now. And now we're going to see, we're just seeing some foul balls come back onto the field to the umpire. A lot of balls do fly out of the park here into foul territory and outside the stadium at Kinsmen. Most of them are retrievable, but it does take a bit of work by whoever's chasing them down. They go into all kinds of nooks and crannies around the stadium. Count is 0-1 to Evan Farrell. Pitch is taken at the belt, just above the belt for a strike, high in the zone, but it is strike 2.
That had some heat on it. You could hear that one.
So Aronowicz is ahead in the count 0-2. You can see him twirling his glove. Now he's ready. And now, no, time is called again. Looks like they're rotating the decision on the pitch. I don't know if he's shaking off the catcher. You want to make sure that the pitcher and the catcher are on the same page here in this big situation. 0-2, bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch is taken. Strike 3 called. Big strikeout for Aronowicz, and there are 2 away. So that's the 4th strikeout of the game for Aronowicz. That was a strikeout swinging, and he in that sequence he got a pitch high in the zone, and that one was low in the zone, and a tough one to take. But Farrell goes down on strikes, and they're 2 away. And he'll hand over the baton to Dan Seguin for Seneca. 1 for 1 in the ball game. He is singled and walked. Bases loaded now, 2 out. Pitch swung on and missed for strike 1, and Seguin wants that one back.
Yeah, it really does. That pitch was right in the money.
Durham trying to wangle out of another defensive jam here. The count is 0-1. It's taken at the knee, strike 2. 0-2. Bourgeois at third, Isaacs at second. Rowe is at first. 2 away. The count is 0-2 against Dan Seguin, the second baseman for the Seneca Sting. Here's the pitch. High, ball 1. Tried to get him to chase. Nothing doing there. Aronowicz with 4 strikeouts. He came on last inning. He's thrown a ton of pitches. A lot of big counts. A lot of full counts. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up and out of play. We will do it again. again, the Seneca Sting doing a great job of fouling off a 2-strike pitch.
Yeah, they really are. They're able to fight, foul it off pitch after pitch after pitch. Partially explains why they've been able to manufacture so many walks.
Here's the 1-2. High, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dan Seguin, and there's nowhere to put him. Bases are loaded here with 2 out for Seneca in the bottom of the 4th inning. An elimination game. Winner advances to the medal round tomorrow. The loser is knocked out of the tournament. The 2-2 pitch to Seguin is taken. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. That one was around the numbers, and he takes strike 3. And believe it or not, the Seneca Sting now in this game have stranded, in 4 innings, they've stranded 10 base runners. And it is 2-0 Seneca with 4 innings complete here at Kinsmen Stadium.
Well, you know what? That might have provided the momentum Durham needs to get something going here.
Well, you look at the score sheet, and we've seen the Seneca Sting put up a lot of great at-bats in this game. One of the, as I score the game myself here on paper, and I look at all of the times that the Seneca Sting in this game have fouled off 2-strike pitches. And when that happens, I usually write down the letter F for foul on my score sheet. And there are a lot of them on there right now. They've done it at least a dozen times, maybe more, maybe like 15 times in the game to keep at-bats alive. However, they have struck out now 7 times in the game, and 2 critical strikeouts there by Thomas Aronowitz for the Durham Lords, who got left the bases loaded. And so for the 4th time in this game, the Seneca Sting have left runners in scoring position. They left 2 on in the first, 2 on in the second, left the bases loaded in the 3rd and in the 4th, and it's still only 2-0. And it really feels like it could be an 8-0 lead or more right now for Seneca.
No, it's crazy. Hearing that number 10 runners left on base through 4 innings of baseball, they're able to manufacture hits. Man, they got to change something up just to get something in.
For Seneca, 2 runs on 5 hits, but they have stranded 10, as Jake mentioned there, through the first 4 innings. For the Durham Lords, no runs on just 3 hits. They have stranded 5 runners so far in the ball game. So each team with opportunities to score, but the only RBI of this game belongs to Evan Farrell of the Seneca Sting, and that was a 2-out single that knocked in 2 runs back in the bottom of the 1st inning, and that's the difference in the game. Otherwise, we'd be scoreless right now. Top of the 5th we go. Ryan Mattis will be the leadoff hitter for the Durham Lords here. He is the designated hitter. He is 0 for 1 in the game. Flied out to right, back in the 2nd. Tries to bunt and takes it back. No, I think they called that a strike. I don't know if they call that a bunt attempt or not. The scoreboard says 1-0. Not really sure whether that was a ball or a strike right now, but I
thought he pulled it back.
Thought he pulled it back too. Matthew Scarcello still pitching for Seneca. That ball is hit to right center field. Will it drop? It is caught in center field. A great catch. Diving is Gabe Bourgeois, and he robs Ryan Mattis. Again, he has been robbed twice by the outfielders in this ball game, and Bourgeois making a great dive. He had to almost go full out like he was catching a touchdown in the end zone there. Full out. Great catch by Bourgeois for the 1st out.
Yeah, that was a great play.
So the batter now will be the leadoff hitter, Griffin Oliver. 1 away here, nobody on. 2-0 Seneca. As Griffin Oliver hits that ball down the first base side, it is scooped up by the first baseman. And quickly 2 out here for Durham in the top of the 5th. So Oliver is 0 for 3 in the ball game. And that brings up Tyler Chong. He is the second baseman. He is the OCAA Rookie of the Year. We've been mentioning it throughout the weekend. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. He is flied out to center, and he is popped out to third base. Takes the first pitch at the knees for strike one. Seneca 2. Durham no score. We are in the top of the fifth inning. Durham in the green jerseys. Seneca in the black jerseys with the red sleeves. Chong is ready. He takes strike 2. 0-2. That ball dropped through the zone. And Scarcello is ahead 0-2. Chong is ready, so is Scarcello. Here's the pitch. Smack to right field. That is a base hit. Tyler Chong is safe at first as that ball, no chance there for Sagan, the second baseman, rips it into right field, and that is the fourth hit of the ball game for the Durham Lords, and it gives them a base runner, and it brings up Palmer Cruikshank. Cruikshank has reached base twice in the game. He walked in the first. He singled in the third. He's 1 for 1. Does represent the tying run in the ball game. It is 2-0 Seneca. First pitch way off the plate, 1-0. Trying to get Cruikshank to chase there. Tyler Chong, the base runner at first with 2 away. And Seneca with a 2-0 lead. Both of their runs in this game coming back in the first inning. We've had no scoring since then. We've had tons of base runners, but no further scoring.
Tons.
Scarcello is ready. One pitch. No, he's going to throw over to first. Chong is back in time. As A.J. Rowe comes off the bag to get that and make sure it doesn't get past him. Thinking that Chong might be a threat to run here. However, Durham does trail this game by 2 runs. Now Scarcello comes to the plate. Pitch is inside for a ball. 2-0 to Palmer Cruikshank. Cruikshank looking for a second hit of the ball game. Durham trails at 2-0 here on top of the fifth. Scarcello is ready. He delivers that pitch is high. Ball 3. 3-0. If Cruikshank can reach, it will be the cleanup hitter, Cruz Lopez. And we have transitioned in darkness now here at Kinsmen Stadium. On a chilly but very chilly night, but the wind has died down now. Here's the 3-0, and pitch is taken for ball 4, and Cruikshank is on base for the third time in this game with 2 walks and a single. The Lords have the tying runs aboard here with 2 away in the fifth inning, and Cruz Lopez will come up to the plate in just a moment. Tyler Chong goes down to second on that walk by Cruikshank. And the Seneca Sting are going to talk things over defensively right now as the 2 quick outs for Scarcello here in the fifth inning, but a single and now a walk. And now he's got a little more to think about. Even though it's a 2-0 game, the tying runs are aboard, and Cruz Lopez is a good hitter.
Yeah, he really is. It really only takes one good swing of the bat, and suddenly we have a tie ball game. I think the conversation was, hey, you got to battle through this. It might be the cold, it might be the tired, the fatigue getting to him, but it's like, you know what, hey, you get one more out for us, we can get into the bullpen, so just keep it going.
Scarcello is ready. Runners at first and second. 2 out here for Durham in the top of the fifth. Lopez will look at strike 1. Lopez in the game is 0 for 2. He is popped to third base, and he grounded out to the pitcher in the third inning. Looking for a hit here to move the base runners up and perhaps get Durham on the board here in the fifth inning. A 2-0 lead for Seneca. Here's the 0-1 pitch, taken outside for a ball, 1-1. And the Seneca Sting challenging that call vocally here as the count goes to 1-1 to Cruz Lopez.
I don't even think the umpire even acknowledged it.
1 ball and 1 strike. 2 away, runners at first and second. Scarcello deals. Ball is popped up to third base side. Playable for Jordan Blake. He's got it, and the inning is over. That's the second time in the game that Lopez has popped out to third to end an inning. And the Durham Lords are turned away. They leave 2 base runners. They've stranded 7 in the ball game. Seneca has stranded 10 runners in the ball game. And after 4.5 complete, it is Seneca 2 and Durham no score.
You saw Scarcello getting some handshakes from his teammates after that inning is concluded, so Seneca might be going to the bullpen after this. I mean, you know what? I think his pitch count is getting decently high, and he's done one hell of a job today.
Sure has. Scarcello has had a great start. No runs on 5 hits, but he's scattered them. Correction, just 4 hits. Couple of walks one walk in that inning. But the Seneca Sting are holding on to a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and they will try and add to their lead right now. Thomas Aronovich will stay in the game as the Durham College pitcher here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So even though we've seen a lot of base runners, it's been a low-scoring game. Seneca has had lots of base runners all game long, but not been able to get that sort of knockout hit to put the game out of reach. The Lords still have 2 more chances as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. They will still have the 6th and 7th innings. 2-0 is the score for Seneca. Again, after this game, after a half-hour break or so, we will see a battle of the undefeated teams. The St. Clair Saints and the Humber Hawks are awaiting the result of this game, or they're waiting for this game to end. The loser of this game is eliminated from the tournament. The winner of this game will advance to the medal round tomorrow. In the 5th inning for Seneca, it'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, starting with Melvin Pujols, the catcher. Also, too, the Seneca Sting were also in this tournament in 2019. They did not medal. The last championship was won by Humber. Durham got the silver, St. Clair got the bronze, and the Sting were turned away as the 4th place team as Melvin Pujols swings at the first pitch and strike 1. So Seneca looking for its first medal in OCAA history at the tournament this year. And the winner of this game will at least get a medal. That ball is grounded to the shortstop. Griffin Oliver tries to come up with it. He can't. It takes a bad hop in front of second base, and Melvin Pujols is safe at first, and it's a leadoff hit for might be scored an error. It took a bounce. It was a tough play for Oliver. He had to run a long way to get to that ball, but it's a leadoff base runner for Seneca here in the 5th.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised the pitcher didn't go up and try and make a play on that one. It wasn't really an incredibly hard hit, but it made it even tougher for Griffin Oliver to make a good throw on that.
First pitch to Caleb Batty hits him in the head as he turned away from it, and it hit him. You could hear it hit the helmet there, bounces away.
Ouch back.
And he will go down to first base with a hit by pitch, and Pujols goes down to second. And once again, the Durham Lords are in the frying pan here defensively with the first 2 base runners on for Seneca. So an infield single and then a hit by pitch. And it's 2 on with nobody out. And we've seen this formula a number of times throughout the game.
Feels like a weird old deja vu kind of moment. But it happens every inning.
It happens every inning. The batter will be Dawson Peters Keane. And we are going to have a delay in the action here as Darryl Reed, the head coach of the Durham Lords, will come out to the mound. And either they're going to talk about things defensively or they are going to make a pitching change. Let's see what happens. The Lords have been able to wiggle out of all kinds of jams so far in this game, aside from the first inning when they gave up 2 runs. So far in this game, Seneca has stranded 10 runners through 4 innings. Now they have 2 more runners on here in the 5th inning with nobody out. It is the 9-hitter, Dawson Peters Keane, coming up. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He has singled, and he has struck out. Aronovich is going to stay in. Reed has had a chance to say what he needs to his infield. Probably thinking of a bunt situation here again with the number 9 hitter up, runners at first and second and nobody out.
Yeah, exactly. They certainly have to expect it.
So Reed wanting to make sure the Durham Lords defense is ready for any situation here. The corners are in. Cruikshank at first base is on the grass, and Cruz Lopez is on the grass at third base. Bunt taken back, and it is taken for a ball. He did not make the bunt attempt, so it's 1-0. Dawson Peters Keane is the left fielder for the Sting. Count is 1-0. Tries to bunt again. He fouls it to the right side. 1-1. As you can see, everybody moving with the pitch there as that pitch came in. The bunt gets down, and first baseman's charging. You got lots of action on the infield. Seneca looking to move the base runners up here. They have first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, I'd like to see the third base Lopez move in a little bit more. More often than not, that he's going to bunt it down third baseline.
That bunt is down. Aronovich will throw to first, and he throws it high, and he is out at first base. Tyler Chong rotated from second base over to first. Cruikshank coming in on the play, so he had to rotate over to first base to make that play. And, of course, he doesn't make a lot of plays at first base as the second baseman, but he manages to keep his foot on the bag to get the out. But it is a successful sacrifice bunt for Peters Keane, and he moves the base runners up to second and third. So 1 away, and we will score that 1-4 as the pitcher throws to the second baseman at first base. Pujols moves up to third. Batty moves to second. And Gabe Bourgeois will be the batter, and we're going to see a pitching change now for the Durham Lords. So they'll move from the left-hander to the right-hander. And it'll be Carter Quinney, right-handed pitcher, coming on now for Durham, the third pitcher of the game. And he comes on in another big situation with Seneca with base runners in scoring position and 1 away. And the Durham Lords looking to try and turn Seneca away once again. Quinney is from Pickering. In the regular season, he made 3 appearances with a total of 6 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, an earned run average of 2.33. Started 1 game for the Lords. Where's jersey number 44? And the batter is Gabe Bourgeois. And that's he's 2 for 2 in the ball game. Couple of singles. Scored the first run for Seneca back in the first inning. 2 for 2. He was also hit by a pitch. And he comes up here now with Runners at second and third and 1 out. Lots of ways to score in this situation, and looks like the corners are in. Actually, the entire infield is in here for Durham. Quinney is ready. The first pitch is in there for a strike.
Not really an easy game to come into on off the bullpen.
You never know as a pitcher when you come in if you're going to come into a clean inning or if you're going to come in a jam situation, which this is for Quinney. That pitch is taken for ball, 1-1. Melvin Pujols is the base runner at third. Caleb Batty is the base runner at second. Infield is in here as the Lords looking to try and cut down a run. 1 away, second and third. Here's the 1-1. Off speed, off the plate, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to Gabe Bourgeois. Looking for his third hit of the ball game. There's the pitch. He's fouling that one off of his foot. And the count goes to 2-2. Bourgeois will try and walk that one off. Temperature now 7 degrees, but it feels like 4 degrees. It is a fridge here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. 2-2 count to Gabe Bourgeois. Carter Quinney is ready. The right-hander deals, and that is high for ball 3. Great job by Josh Arce to make sure that didn't get by him, because that easily would have scored a run if it did. 3-2 is the count. First base is open. But Quinney looking for a strikeout here. Infield is in for Durham. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout for Quinney. Bourgeois is retired. And that's the second out of the inning. That will allow Durham to move the infielders back to their normal positions with 2 away. And it's second and third now with 2 out. And the batter is Logan Isaacs. Isaacs is 0 for 1 in the game. He has a couple of walks, and he did score a run back in the first inning. Exactly what Durham was looking for there in a jam situation. Quinney gets a strikeout on a great batter in Bourgeois.
Yeah, you know what? That was a great situation. Great call for the strikeout.
Quinney is ready. Fouled away. Big cut by Logan Isaacs. He's behind in the count, 0-1. Seneca with runners at second and third with 2 away here. I know your score bug says 0 out, but they're actually 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Carter Quinney is ready. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That was high in the zone. I don't even actually probably wasn't even in the zone. Swung at a high pitch, 0-2.
Yeah, that one was up around the eyes.
Let's go, Logs. Need you, kid.
Isaacs trying to cash in some more runs here for Seneca. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Sting with a 2-0 lead. Second and third, 2 out, but the count is 0-2 to Logan Isaacs. And time is called.
Maybe not a bad play for him there, just a kind of reset. Probably still in the back of his mind that he swung at a pitch out there.
Two-strike count. Isaacs is ready. Here's Quinney's delivery. Off-speed swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. And can you believe it? The Seneca Sting strand 2 more runners here in the 5th inning, bringing the total to 12 runners stranded through 5 innings, and the score remains 2-0. So the Durham Lords find another way to wiggle out of a huge jam situation, Jake.
It's have we seen this before?
Yeah, I think we have.
Man, it's just another clutched up pitching. The situation wouldn't get as bad as if you're just throwing strikes and things like that. But you know what, they're getting out of it. They're still, it's easy for them to come back at this point.
So just a correction, that's 13 base runners stranded. 13.
Lord.
Oh, sorry, 12. They stranded 2 there in that inning. So
Give me a bat.
12 runners stranded, but the Durham Lords have stranded 7 runners themselves. So missed opportunities for each team, and the score remains 2-0 after 5 innings here at Kinsmen Stadium. This is an elimination game between the Seneca Sting and the Durham Lords. Seneca looking to go 3-0 during the season against the Durham Lords. They won both of the regular season contests by scores of 9-5 and 6-5. The doubleheader that they were supposed to play back in September ended up having to be rescheduled. The first game was played, but the second game was rescheduled for a month later. And Seneca leading this game 2-0 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. But it's if the Durham Lords are able to come back and get some base runners and actually get on the scoreboard, tie this game or get out in front, Seneca will look back on it with thinking, man, we had so many situations with runners in scoring position with less than 2 out.
Yeah, it'd be no one else's fault but their own there. 12 runners left on base is, wow, I can barely count to 12, let alone. I couldn't count to 6 last night, so who knows.
Well, you've had time to work on it.
Exactly. Khan Academy all night. But no, it truly comes down to they really need, if Seneca, either team, if they want to move on and they actually want to compete with the St. Clair, the Humber, things like that, they're really going to have to work on doing a better job at, scoring with runners in scoring position.
Matthew Scarcello will stay in the ball game as the pitcher. He got handshakes as he came off the inning of the last inning.
Yeah, he did.
And we thought maybe he was done. The way they were sort of acting, it was like, congratulations on a great job. But they were just congratulating him on a good inning.
Mm-hmm.
So he stays in the ball game. And into the 6th inning we go. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Durham Lords. And leading things off will be the catcher, Josh Arce. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game with a couple of singles.
I'm looking down towards the Seneca bullpen at this point. There seems to be a few people up and moving around. I don't know how tight or how loose the leash will be for Scarcello here.
Of course, we don't have a pitch count, but he's probably up in the 80 or 90 pitches thrown so far in the ball game.
Yeah,
as a rough estimate.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the top of the 6th. Arce is up. He takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Arce is 2 for 2. He singled in the 2nd, and he singled in the 4th. Scarcello is ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and ticked into the mitt. It is a count of 1-1. Melvin Pujols, the catcher for Seneca, squeezing that one. 1-1. Matthew Scarcello is ready. So is Josh Arce. Ball bounces way in front of the plate and off the cage of the catcher, and the count goes to 2-1. Scarcello trying to get Arce to chase, and the count goes to 2-1. Arce looking to get on base. Again, it's a 2-0 score. Durham batting in the top of the 6th inning. They are the visiting team. Seneca is the home team. They would have last at bats. Here's the 2-1. Arce hits that to short, and it's a base hit under the shortstop's glove. Arce is 3 for 3 in the ball game, and the leadoff runner is on, and that brings the tying run to the plate for the Durham Lords, and it's Cam Luchtenberg.
And looking back, Cam Luchtenberg has had an incredible series, really showing off like a power showcase. Has been driving to the deep center field more often than not.
Luchtenberg in this game is officially 0 for 1. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. He walked in the 2nd inning. Arce 3 for 3 in the ball game. And Luchtenberg takes that pitch way inside for ball 1.
Wear it.
Luchtenberg certainly would like to get on base here and get the tying runs aboard. Seneca with a 2-0 lead. Looking for a ball on the ground here. Trying to get perhaps a double play. They lead at 2-0. Here's the 1-0, taken for a strike. 1-1. Cam Luchtenberg is the center fielder for the Durham Lords. Left-handed hitter. Arce with the moderate lead at first. He's getting a few more steps. Not likely to go. Pitch is hit on the ground. Oh, and a great snag by Scarcello. Throws it to second base, and he throws it away. And everybody is safe. Scarcello had a chance at a double play, and he threw it wide of second base, and they are not able to come up with an out. Everybody is safe. Runners at first and second with nobody out. That's a huge turn of events for the Durham Lords, because that could have been a double play ball.
Yeah, that really could have been. What a great grab there by Scarcello there. It was almost like a look what I found sort of thing. Unfortunately, this is why, teams practice pitchers fielding all the time, because things like that, it's very easy for them, pitching it off the mound to, throw it wide just like they did there.
Absolutely great job to snag a hard hit ball from Cam Luchtenberg, and decided to go to try and turn the double play instead of going to first, and he ended up throwing it wide of second base. Arce is safe at second, and Luchtenberg is on at first. So the tying runs are aboard here. The batter is Wendell Johnson. He is 0 for 1 in the game. He laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning and was successful. This time he will look at a pitch outside for ball 1.
Very surprised at this point that he didn't even show bunt at this point. I thought that would be the top priority.
Johnson has hit the ball hard, though, throughout the tournament. But he did lay down that perfect bunt in the second inning, but that was earlier in the game, and outs are precious right now for the Durham Lords as they trail 2-0 in the sixth inning. Nobody out here, runners at first and second. Scarcello will walk back off the mound, and Arce is jumping around off second base. Still didn't actually go back to the bag, and Scarcello thinking about the base runners now, but he's also has to focus on Wendell Johnson, the batter. The count is 1-0. Pitch is check swing, and it's high for ball 2. 2-0.
Good pitch to lay off there.
Johnson thought about it, but brought the bat back just in time. And it's now a 2-0 count to the batter. Arce at second, Luchtenberg at first. The tying runs are aboard in a 2-0 game here, top of the sixth. Wendell Johnson is ready. The 2-0 pitch is taken for a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, good to pitch to lay off there on the outside court. He can't really do a whole heck of a lot with that, so that was a good take.
Matthew Scarcello has gone the distance for the Sting here. Working here in the sixth inning. 2 on, nobody out. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Johnson. Swung over and missed for strike 2. Johnson looking for something maybe a bit faster there. That ball just dropped away on him. Great pitch. And Scarcello has evened the count now at 2-2. The Lords looking to try and advance the base runners here with nobody out in the sixth inning. Scarcello's 2-2 pitch is very high for ball 3. Full count. Full count to Wendell Johnson in a huge situation here for the Lords. We've had a lot of big situations in this game so far, but just the 2 runs. Top of the sixth. Here's the full count pitch to Wendell Johnson. And it is on the ground and fouled away, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, anything close there, you got to be swinging.
We've talked about Seneca's batters doing a great job of fouling off 2 strike pitches. We've seen Durham's batters do that as well. Not to such a great an extent, but great job there by Johnson to foul off a tough pitch. So it'll be a full count pitch again from Matthew Scarcello. First and second, nobody out. Johnson is ready, checks his swing, and it's ball 4. The bases are loaded. As Johnson checked his swing at the last minute, that pitch was definitely high, and Scarsello was not able to get him to pull the trigger. And we were going to see a mound visit, and perhaps that's going to be the end of the line as Scarsello snaps the ball into his glove with frustration there as he has seen the Lords load the bases, and I think that's the end of the line. And Scarsello, with an outstanding start to lead the Seneca Sting here, comes off here in the 6th inning with the bases loaded. He leaves with the 2-0 lead, but the Durham Lords have the bases loaded with nobody out. So Scarsello is coming off, and we will see some defensive changes, and we'll try and pass this along to you in just a moment.
That's fantastic news.
So I missed that from the PA system.
So in Windsor right now, the women's softball team is leading. I think it was 5-4 over St. Clair Saints.
Okay, that's the women's softball. Okay, so that's Durham Lords leading St. Clair. I guess they're in their provincial championships this weekend as well.
They are exactly. They're I believe they're 1-0. This is their second game.
So we have a new pitcher.
Number 10.
And let's get some data for you here on the right-hander coming into the ball game for Seneca. And it is Caleb Batty. So the right fielder now comes in to pitch for Seneca. During the regular season, Batty made 3 appearances. He had a record of 1 win and 1 loss. He had a save. And an earned run average of 5.56 through 11 1/3 innings. So a player with a lot of talent who is able to play outfield but also able to pitch. And he comes on here in a huge situation for his team with nobody out and the bases loaded for the Durham Lords.
What a situation to come on, bases loaded, no one out. The only saving grace is you're facing the bottom of the order, but in a situation like this, it does not really matter because you are still facing a beast.
Scheduled hitter is Landon Bentley, the left fielder, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game with a strikeout and a ground out to the pitcher.
You're seeing Daryl Reed right now talk with the home plate umpire. Potentially might be seeing a pinch hitter. It looks like the current batter up is still going to remain the same in Bentley, but potentially the on-deck hitter might be a pinch hitter. Also,
too, maybe he's getting a sense of what the defensive changes were for lead, and they have the corners in just a little bit, but the middle infielders are back as Bentley swings and fouls it away for strike 2, 0-2. The Lords looking for a ball in play here to try and bring home their first run of the ball game, trailing at 2-0. Batty is ready. Here's the 0-2. Popped up in the infield. Playable for Jordan Blake. He drops it on the infield. It's a fair ball. No, it's not. It's an infield fly rule in effect. So the batter is out because it landed in fair territory. So that's a break for the Seneca Sting there, as the ball was not caught, but the batter is out on the infield fly rule, and there's one away. So first opportunity for Durham is steered aside as Batty gets a pop out on the infield fly. So that's the first out. The bases are still loaded, and now there's one out. The batter is Ryan Mattis. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game, but he has hit the ball hard to the outfield twice, to right field and to center field, and he's been robbed by some excellent defense by the Seneca Sting. First pitch to Mattis is a ball. Batty is ready. Mattis checks his swing, but that catches the corner of the plate, and it's a ball and a strike. 1-1 to Ryan Mattis. Durham with the tying runs and perhaps the go-ahead run on base right now. Bases loaded, one away. Mattis fouls that away. And dead ball, so the count goes to 1-2. Josh Arce is the runner at third. Cam Luchtenberg at second. Wendell Johnson is at first. Ryan Mattis is the batter. Count is 1-2. He will hit that to left field. Will it drop? It's going to be caught in left field. Arce tags and does not come. And they throw in and they prevent the run from scoring. So a great job in left field by Dawson Keane. And that's the second out of the inning. And I think that's not Dawson Keane. There's been a defensive change there. I'm not clear on who's in at left field, but it's a great catch. 2 away. Base is still loaded. The batter now, Griffin Oliver. Ball is low. 1-0. Base is still loaded. Caleb Batty has come in here. He got an infield fly and now a fly to left field. So he's managed to get 2 outs and trying to turn the Lords away here in the 6th. Griffin Oliver now with a 1-0 count. Fouls it away hard to the left side. 1-1. Durham with runners at first, second, and third. They had the bases loaded with nobody out. But now there are 2 away. Caleb Batty came in from his right field position, trying to put out the fire here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Griffin Oliver swings and misses at strike 2. Big cut. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Griffin Oliver. Bases loaded. 2 away. 2-0 is the score for Seneca. Pitch is hit to second base. The second baseman comes up with it, throws to first, and they get the out, and the Durham Lords are unable to score as the Seneca Sting work out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam, and we've played 5.5 innings. The score remains Seneca 2, Durham 0.
Wow.
So we've got 10 base runners now stranded by the Durham Lords in the ball game, and 12 stranded by the Seneca Sting in this ball game. So 22 runners left on base, which is not something you typically see. But the Lords there had Arce on with a leadoff single. Then there was an error by the pitcher on what might have been a double play ball, then a walk. But then the Lords unable to score with Landon Bentley, Ryan Mattis, and Griffin Oliver there grounding out to second base to end the inning. Dan Sagan making the play to end the inning. So it'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning now, and the Sting will get back on the offense here, and Carter Quinney will stay in the ballgame pitching for the Durham Lords. Two runs for Seneca on 6 hits. No runs on 5 hits for the Durham Lords. And the Lords will have only one more chance in the 7th inning to try and keep their season alive. And Seneca looking to extend their lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. In baseball, of course, Jake, you can never have enough runs. Although so far tonight, 2 runs is held up. The only scoring play in this game was Evan Farrell's 2-out, 2-run single back in the 1st inning for Seneca. That's been the only scoring in this game. But both teams have squandered chances, big-time chances.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear to see just in the runners left on base. It's certainly did not expect a pitcher's duel. I guess you wouldn't really even call it a pitcher's duel. It's just one of those days where it's very easy for them to get on base, and they've proved that. It's I I guess the mindset changes when there's runners in scoring positions or just runners in base on general.
Everybody on each team trying to press for that big hit, but no one's really been able to come up with it so far. No. Seneca had a number of chances to blow the game wide open, but Durham has had a number of chances to get back on even terms, and it hasn't worked out for either team. So to the bottom of the 6th we go. Seneca leading 2-0, and the leadoff hitter will be the third baseman, Jordan Blake. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. The pop out, a fly out to left, and a strikeout. And he swings at the first pitch from Carter Quinney for strike 1. Blake is ready. The second pitch is at the letters, high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is an elimination game. The winner will advance to tomorrow's medal round. The loser will see their season come to a conclusion here at Kinsmen Stadium, as that pitch is inside from Quinney, 2-1. Third baseman, Jordan Blake, jersey number 11 for the Sting. Sting with their red sleeves and black jerseys, as he fouls that one away out of play, 2-2. Quinney, the right-hander, shaking off, and now he steps off. Arce will give him another signal. Now Quinney is ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled, and it'll remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seneca leads at 2-0. They are the home team. Quinney is ready here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seneca looking for more base runners. They've had a ton of them in this game, but just the 2 runs so far. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Taken. Wow, just at the knees.
Wow. Yeah.
Ball 3. So the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Our PA announcer is saying something, but I couldn't even make out a single word he said.
And I think in the situation in this game, I think it's just let the players play and leave the announcements to between innings. That ball is hit to second base. Tyler Chong comes up with it, throws on to first, and a great play by Tyler Chong at second to retire Jordan Blake, 1 away. That ball was hit very hard, and he had to come up with a difficult scoop on a skip off the dirt.
Yeah, exactly. Tyler Chong ranged backwards towards the outfield, or the outfield, and towards his left, just because that ball was hit so hard. It only took a skip about halfway between, just basically right in between the first and second base path. Taking that step back just gave him just a little bit of extra time to make the throw there. Well done.
So the first batter is retired, and the batter now is A.J. Rowe, the first baseman, number 19. Takes a strike from Carter Quinney. Rowe in this game is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Two nothing Seneca. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Quinney's pitch is lashed to right field. That will land in for a base hit. No doubter there, as Rowe gets the 7th hit of the game for Seneca. And they have a base runner with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's Griffin Lashishin who came on to play left field in that last inning and made that catch in left field. He is now batting. So runner at first, one away. Luchtenberg takes a pitch off the plate, ball one. We saw Luchtenberg pitch actually in the previous game against the Humber Hawks as he takes a pitch for a strike. Count is 1-1. A.J. Rowe is the batter at first. One ball, one strike. Quinney's pitch is popped up, and that will be out of play behind the third base dugout of the Durham Lords. And the count is 1-2. Griffin Luchtenberg appeared in 4 games this year for the Sting. Count is 1-2. Quinney throws it in there, and it's a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luchtenberg this season batted .333. He was 2 for 6 in the 4 games. He is one of the Seneca Sting rookie players. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. There is a runner at first here for Seneca in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 is the score, and he fouls that one away again. And there we see another 2-strike foul by the Seneca Sting. Time is called. Luchtenberg shaking his left hand after that foul ball, and of course the temperature, wind chill, right, 4 degrees right now, or maybe even colder. Any foul ball off the bat, you just feel that in your hands and right up your wrist and into your arms.
Yeah, you do. It rings all the way up.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Luchtenberg is out on strikes. That is the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Dan Seguin. So Carter Quinney gets the strikeout. A.J. Rowe is the base runner at first. Seguin in this game is 1 for 2. He has a single. He is walked. He is struck out looking. 2 away, runner at first. And Seguin fouls that hard to the left side for strike 1. Coming up after this game, it'll be the battle of the undefeated teams, the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints. Should be a great one. And that'll be the last game of the day. 4 games today here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. Quinney's pitch, check swing, gets away from the catcher. Josh Arce slips and falls, but makes sure that A.J. Rowe does not move from first base. And Rowe was not looking at it, I guess. So they call that a ball, so it's 1-1 as Arce was appealing that pitch down the first baseline. One ball and 1 strike to Dan Seguin. Proceedings have really started to slow down here in the 6th inning. With so much on the line. Seneca looking to add on to a 2-0 lead. Both of their runs in this game coming back in the 1st inning. We've had no scoring since then. Dan Seguin trying to keep this 6th inning alive here for Seneca. Takes the ball low, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 away here in the Seneca 6th inning. That ball is hit to the shortstop, Griffin Oliver. He will scoop it up and touch second base and holds on to it just in time as the ball briefly squirted out of his glove, but they get the force out at second to end the inning. So Seneca strands one more to make it a 13 runners stranded through 6 innings. And the score remains 2-0. Seneca and the Durham Lords coming up in the 7th inning, last chance to keep their season alive. So no runs on one hit for Seneca in their 6th inning. 2-0 game for the Durham Lords in the 7th inning. Trailing 2-0, it'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters. Tyler Chong, Palmer Cruikshank, and Cruz Lopez. If anyone reaches, Joss Arce will come up. He would be the 4th hitter in the inning, and he is 3 for 3 in the ballgame. Chong is 1 for 3 with a single. And Caleb Batty will stay on the mound for Seneca here in the 7th inning to try and close things down. So it's last chance here for Durham here in the 7th inning. 2-0 game. With the number of base runners in this game, this feels like it's like a 12-11 game right now with all the base runners in the game. But just neither team really been able to come up with too much in the way of clutch hitting, aside from Evan Farrell's 2-run single back in the 1st.
No, it truly is a puzzle for both teams tonight. We've been saying it time and time again. These guys, both teams, have done a fantastic job of getting runners on in various ways, both walks, singles, anything like that, and theirs as well on both sides. But when it comes to having runners in scoring position, something happens. I'm not sure if it's just a mindset change. I'm not sure if the players just dig a little deeper on the pitching end. But something happens. The Da Vinci Code here is trying to score. We're scoring runs. That's all it is.
Batty came on in relief of Matthew Scarcello, who pitched a real gem of a ball game. Worked his way out of a number of jams, but great start for Scarcello to stake the Seneca Sting to a 2-0 lead, and Batty came on with the bases loaded and nobody out and got 3 consecutive outs back in the 6th inning to hold the fort. And now he's going to have to do it one last time to try and send the Seneca Sting into the medal round here at the 2021 OCAA Men's Baseball Championships. Tyler Chong will be the leadoff batter for Durham here in the 7th. Bats from the right side. Batty pitches in there for strike 1.
Although Chong was slightly disagreeing with the call on the first pitch, I think you'd see all Durham hitters taking until they have strike 1.
Takes that pitch high and inside for ball 1, so it's a 1-1 count to Tyler Chong. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Singled in the 5th inning. OCAA's Rookie of the Year. Looking to get on base here. The 1-1 pitch is very low for ball 2, 2-1. Caleb Batty started this game for Seneca in right field, has moved to the pitcher's position here. Here's the 2-1. Chong puts that on the ground to second base. Sagan will come up with it, bobbles it, and cannot make the play, and Chong is safe at first. Sagan had a couple of plays on that. He bobbled it once, thought he had it, dropped it a second time, and Chong makes it to first base, and the leadoff batter is on for Durham. So that brings up the tying run in Palmer Cruikshank. And he is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He has singled and he has a couple of walks. Cold night, tough for the fielders right now, and you saw last inning balls dropped, and that one was a tough play there for Sagan. As Cruikshank takes ball 1 from Caleb Batty. Tyler Chong is the runner at first. Nobody out here, top of the 7th inning. Durham trailing 2-0 to the Seneca Sting.
Yeah, like I said, I think the same strategy is still on. They're going to make the pitcher work until at least getting a strike 1 across.
Here's the 1-0. Low, bounces away, gets away from the catcher, Pujols, and Chong is down to second base. So wild pitch. And now Durham has a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Remember, though, that they do trail it by 2 runs. Seneca looking to close things out here on the Durham Lords in the 7th inning. Count is 2-0 to Palmer Cruikshank. Cruikshank will check his swing for ball 3. Was going to go after it, held back. Good discipline there, and the count is 3-0.
I don't think if that ball comes in at 40 miles an hour, I don't think he's going to swing.
Cruikshank shows bunt and ends up drawing a walk. There's no way Cruikshank was going to bunt with the count 3-0, but perhaps distracting the pitcher just a little bit on the delivery. And now the tying run is aboard. So it's 1st and 2nd with nobody out for Durham. And Cruz Lopez will come to the plate here with runners at 1st and 2nd. Nobody out. Tying runs are aboard. Lopez is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He has popped out twice to third base, and he has grounded out to the pitcher.
I don't know, Brian. With him going, I understand this is your 4-hitter, but with him going 0 for 3 there, I hate to take the bat out of his hands, but I think it'd be the best case for him to bunt. RSA 3 for 3, and has caught barrels all afternoon.
Okay, so we are going to see a base runner here as Palmer Cruikshank, the first baseman, comes off the field, having gotten to first base. So the runner at first represents the tying run. And it's Brett Diamond who will be the pinch runner for Durham. Of course, though, that takes Cruikshank out of the ball game at first base defensively. So Brett Diamond is the pinch runner at first base. The Lords have runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Melvin Pujols will give some signals to his infielders on the situation here as Cruz Lopez comes up with a chance to move the base runners up here. Showing bunt, pops it up, and it is going to be caught by the pitcher. Popped that bat as he popped it up. The Caleb Batty comes running over to the first baseline, and it was a pretty easy catch for him. And the bunt attempt fails, 1 away. So Lopez did not swing away. He tried to bunt, did not get it down.
I'm not really too sure what the thought process in that was. He looked like he was bunting for a base hit instead of sacrificing. Number 1 rule, if you're trying to put down a sac bunt, get it down.
And he put that one way up in the air, and it had lots of hang time for the pitcher to catch it, so there's 1 away. Josh Arce is the batter for Durham. He is 3 for 3 in the ball game. Takes a strike from Caleb Batty for the first pitch, 0-1. Brett Diamond is the runner at first. Tyler Chong is the runner at second. Here's the 0-1. Arce hits that to right center. Center fielder going after it, and he catches it. Great running catch by Gabe Bourgeois in right center for the second out of the inning, as Arce thought he may have had a base hit to move the runners up. Well hit ball, but Gabe Bourgeois makes a great defensive play, 2 away. And now the Durham Lords are down to their final out of the ball game. Runners at 1st and 2nd now with 2 away. Durham Lords have stranded 10 runners in this ball game so far. Seneca has stranded 13 base runners in the game. Luchtenberg is the batter for Durham. He has reached on an error, he has reached on a fielder's choice, and he has walked. Does have power bat, though. Caleb Batty looking to save the game here for Seneca. Swing and a miss on strike one from Luchtenberg, 0-1. First and second here for Durham, 2 away, top of the 7th. Seneca looking to close it down and advance to the medal round in the tournament. Batty is ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Cam Luchtenberg. It is high, ball one. Luchtenberg trying to do whatever he can to get on base here and keep the game alive. If he is able to reach it, it will be Wendell Johnson, the right fielder. Here's the 1-1. Luchtenberg takes it high for ball two, 2-1. Top of the 7th inning. Durham looking to get on the board here with runners first and second, 2 away. Count is 2-1 to Luchtenberg. Swing, it is lifted to center field. Might be playable. The outfielders come in on it, and it caught in a snow cone by the left fielder, Luchtenberg, for the final out of the ball game. He almost did not catch that, but he makes the catch. The game is over. The Seneca Sting win it 2-0 to end the season of the Durham Lords, and the Seneca Sting will advance to the medal round tomorrow, and they will play the loser of the upcoming game between the St. Clair Saints and the Humber Hawks. Quite a ball game here, Jake, and Seneca all game long. Those 2 runs in the first inning held up.
Yeah, it's I think after the second inning, I think the players forgot how to drive runs in. But, in all due respect and all fairness, great pitching on both sides, especially when it mattered. They were able to kind of clutch up and get the job done. And, yeah.
So the Seneca Sting are 2-0 winners here to eliminate the Durham Lords from the playoffs. And the Lords will not be on the medal podium this year. They were silver medalists last time in 2019. The Seneca Sting are still alive and will play tomorrow in an elimination game again at 10 o'clock. They will face the loser of the upcoming game between the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints. We are awaiting announcements of players of the game here for both teams. A couple of, the pitchers did a great job. Scarcello was great for Seneca, as was Caleb Batty, shutting down the situation with runners on base. Played right field, made a good catch, and also saved the game. We also saw for Durham Lords Josh Arce going 3 for 4 in the ball game, hitting the ball well. So we'll see what the announcements are here. But either way, Seneca season will continue tomorrow on the final day, and the Durham Lords are eliminated here with a 2-0 loss. So we wait for the PA system to make the announcement. Again, coming up in a few moments, or half an hour from now, will be the final game of the day between the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints.
Yeah.
Josh Arce will be the player of the game with the 3 hits and a great job catching all weekend for the Durham Lords. He had a terrific weekend, and of course was hoping for a different outcome in the result of the game. It's bittersweet to get player of the game, but your team is eliminated, and that's a tough one for the Lords.
Yeah,
So Arce will accept player of the game, and let's see who it is for Seneca.
I'm pretty sure it's got to be a starter, Mattis Scarcello.
Also, a potential candidate would be Evan Farrell, who got that base hit. Scarcello, yep, starting pitcher, pitched all the way into the 6th inning and did not give up any runs. And then his teammate Caleb Batty was able to hold the fort and come into a situation where the bases were loaded with nobody out in the 6th inning after Scarcello came out. Batty shut down the Lords in the 6th, and then in the 7th inning with 2 runners on, managed to retire the final 3 batters of the game in order to end the game. And the final score is Seneca 2, Durham 0. So Seneca will get some rest and will prepare for tomorrow They will be on the medal podium either way tomorrow. We'll see what kind of pitching they have left for the next game tomorrow morning. But again, we've seen high-scoring games. In the first game today, the Seneca Sting gave up 18 runs to the Humber Hawks in a devastating 18-5 loss. And there tonight, they blank the Durham Lords.
Yeah, you know what? What a great rebound game by the Seneca Sting there. I've been on the losing end of some very, very large ball games, and then to come back like that and have, you know what? They had a good game all around. Hitting was really strong, other than of course catching runners, and pitching was strong. Defense was pretty strong. To see something like that is just a really good strength of like team character, things like that.
So we'll conclude things here right now as we get ready for the final game of the day between the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints. And we're listening to the PA announcement. I think we just heard that it'll be an 8:30 start between the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints here at Kinsmen Stadium. So stay tuned for that and the battle of the unbeaten teams. Final score here again, Seneca advancing, ending the Durham Lords season with a 2-0 win at Kinsmen Stadium. For Jacob Ebbs, this is Brian Oliver. Thanks for joining us. Good evening from Oshawa. We'll see you in half an hour.